Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Duchess Braids here, and I'm here to show you this beautiful style that I just did on my youngest daughter. It looks absolutely amazing, and I know my mamas are gonna eat this one up because listen, this style just looked so cute. So first and foremost, her hair is freshly washed, and I'm gonna show you guys what I use to keep her hair moisturized. The first thing I had was the Carol's Daughter's Goddess Strength. This is their leave-in conditioner, and the second bottle was the Mayel's rosemary mint, and I mixed those two together and I put it in her hair before I blow dry it out and get it ready for styling. I want her hair to stay moisturized throughout the entire style, so that is a combination that I use that typically keeps her hair moisturized for a really long time. So I do heavily recommend those products. So now I'm going to be blowing her hair out, and the brush that I'm using is the pattern brush from Pattern Beauty, Tracy Ellis, her brand. And then I'm going to go in with my Babyliss Pro blow dryer, and I'm going to chase it, you guys. And I'm just blowing her hair out on like medium heat, not too hot. And I just wanted to get straight. And I know to some people this might look too straight, but this is, I mean, her curls are really loose, so this is just how straight her hair gets. So yeah, get it blown out, and I see that her ends need some trimming, so that's what I'm gonna go ahead and do. I'm just gonna take off a tad bit off the ends, not too much, not too dramatic. She's still a kid. Yes, kids need their hair trimmed, but you guys, like you like this one?
No.
Which one? That? That too much. Pick something else. This one?
Yes.
This one?
Yes.
That's so cute.
My iPad. Really close.
So as you guys can see, I had her choose the style. I wanted her to feel like she is a part of this process because you guys know how difficult it is to get a toddler to stay still for at least 1 to 2 hours. So of course, I already had a style in mind that I wanted her to pick. The first style she chose was a surprise, one. And two, that was just way too many braids for me to put in her head. I know she was not going to sit for that, but I already had one in my mind. So I kind of used some a little manipulation to get her to pick the one I wanted, and she's going to be excited about it. Of course, I'm going to throw my own twist on it to make it my own, but I just kind of wanted to show you guys how I get inspiration sometimes. And I went ahead and linked the person's page that I'm doing. She's a child braider, and for my mamas out there, if you want inspiration to braid your kids' hair, I highly recommend her. Her page is amazing when it comes to doing kids' hair. So next thing is, you already know I did my middle part first, and then I went from ear to ear on this one. So first and foremost, I'm at, a faster speed, so I'm gonna explain as much as I can so you guys can get it. If you're a visual learner, these videos are great for you. If you're not, I am going to explain to the best of my ability and try to find the words to make it easy. So I went from ear to ear and I part her head in half. And then now I am about a couple inches back from that middle part, and I go at a diagonal, and basically it's half of a triangle. So once I'm done, that first part that I made is basically, it's a triangle itself, but it's also half of another triangle that's going to go on the other side. So now I parted out from where her hairline is indented, and I kind of brought it down. I made a part right there at the side, and now I'm just going to braid that braid back. Just like in the video, she had two plaits here, but for me, like I said, I'm going to put my own twist on it. I'm just going to braid it back. Um, because I don't want the two twists falling on her face. She does have issues with things being too much in her face, but I am going to switch up the front a little bit, and I am going to put two braids in the front because it just looks super cute on her. And as long as there's no beads on it, you guys will see. You'll see, and I'll explain it later. But I'm just stitch braiding these, and stitch braids just look really amazing on her hair. So I love to do that. It does take some more time than usual, but it just looks super cute when I'm doing these type of styles on her. So I always opt to do just like some stitch braids. So now I'm going in, and this is where I'm switching up a little bit. I'm just parting that out the front because I kind of wanted something to fall in her face a little bit just to make the style more just super cute on her. So I parted that out, and then I'm starting from the point, you guys. When I made that second part right there, you always, for these crisscross braids, you want to start from a point. It always looks better starting from a point and not straight. If you guys get what I'm saying, if you go to where the middle part is right there, you guys see I started right there, and then these braids are going to cross over on top of each other. So you want to split each one in half, put one out the way, and then, kind of prep the back half. What I'm doing is prepping the back half, and then right now I'm parting that and I'm starting at the front half. So I'm just going to start braiding the front, and then I'm going to cross over onto the left side, and you guys will see that soon. Again, just bear with me until you guys can get a really true visual of what I'm doing. All right, so now I've crossed over, and typically when I'm braiding like this, I get to the end and I braid out a little bit and then I cross it over so that I'm not pulling on the hair on the other side too much. And then I braid it back, and yeah, we just finished that plait. And then I reach out for the ones that I put off to the side, and then I do the same thing. I braid out, I cross over, and then I finish it out. Super easy. It's not complicated at all. You just kind of have to make sure like the hair is not too much in the way so you don't get them mixed up. All right, this is when I braid out some before I even grab the other hair. And then once I get over on that side, that's when I start grabbing hair and then adding it into my braid and continue to braid out. So I don't know what happened to my camera, but it cut off really, really fast at this part. But that's me basically about to part the other triangle, and I'm gonna go ahead and clean that up. But then I jump to the other braid on the other side, guys. Sorry about that. My camera cut off, but that is a big triangle in the center. So basically, I lined up with that center one and I made it a huge triangle. I'm gonna do the same thing that I did to the other side on this side to make it symmetrical. And of course, you guys, she's moving her head. She's a toddler. So, I'm doing the best I can. And when I'm cutting out a lot because, that could be a little bit crazy to watch sometimes with how she's moving. So, yeah, just bear with me on that. Of course, she's a toddler, so she's not staying still. She's painting, she's watching her show, she's just doing a whole bunch. But we're going to get through this. Let's get through this together. So, as you can see, I kind of twisted those out of the way because you just don't want anything to get in the way. So I always kind of either clip it out the way or I braid or twist it out the way. All right, so now I'm on this last one. And then we're going to get to the triangle part, which is going to be the most difficult but juiciest part of this. This is what really I feel like makes the style is the centerpiece. All right, so now let's get to the juicy part. So I have a part down the center, right? So now I'm going to go back about let's say about 2 inches, and I'm going to make another smaller triangle within that triangle. So as you can see, I took off from the middle part first and just kind of tried to line up the back so that all the braids are around the same size. So that's what I keep looking back and forth at. I'm trying to figure out as I'm going, I'm just creating this. This wasn't even a part of the braid style that I showed you guys in the beginning. I'm just creating my own thing, putting my own twist on it. So I'm putting this triangle, a smaller triangle in the center. And you guys gonna see how because I'm gonna go ahead and just braid that out the way first, just so I don't have to deal with it getting in the way. All right, so we've braided this center triangle out the way. This is going to be the smallest one. So now what I'm doing is basically parting out. When I was doing this, I was just making a part, but once I got completed, you can see that the tip of that small triangle in the middle is connected to that part. And I'm basically making like a diamond shape at the top, but it's all still separated because we're going to crisscross these over. All right, so that's how it looks for the first half of the braid, and then I'm gonna crisscross over on the other side. Then I'm on to the next one on the other side. It is not complicated, guys, but it's always the parting. It's always like keeping things out the way. It's always making sure that everything is symmetrical. That center part has to be centered when you're doing it. That first middle part has to be directly in the middle for this to look how this looked. So make sure I kind of skipped over that in the beginning, but you guys already know, like, you really have to make sure that middle part from the very beginning is straight, because that is always going to be your guide. And then just going in the front right now. I'm just going to braid this hair to her side just so that's not falling directly in her eyes or directly in the center of her face. So I kind of like braid it off to the side so that when it does fall, it's like kind of out her face. It's still going to be annoying, but it's going to be out her face. So now I'm at the back, guys. I was supposed to braid the back, but this is where I got lazy. I know this all went by super fast, but for me, this is already like an hour and a half, probably 2 hours. We done took a break. We did a bunch of stuff. So I got lazy. I didn't want to braid the back. So I'm like, what creative style can I do? And I recently saw this done on a different page, but it wasn't exactly this. This is just inspiration, and I'm making it my own. But right now I'm trying to squeeze this small bead up here. It's not gonna work, but I did find a bead with a wider, like, as that's wide, that could fit it. So for my mamas out there that want to try this style, make sure you get a bead that is super duper wide. Like, do not, when you go to the store, get the biggest bead you can find, because when you're trying to put two braids into one bead, it's just not going to fit in a regular size. So what I'm doing is I went ahead and put rubber bands over two at a time on this side, and then I put the beads on top of the rubber band to kind of like make it stay in place. And yeah, I'm skipping forward, but that middle braid that's in the center, that comes in as three. Guys, so I don't put anything on that. I just do two, two, then skip to the other side, two, two, and then that middle braid in the center right there that I'm holding on to, that is three braids coming together. You guys will be able to look and see. Again, my videos are, I try to explain them the best I can, but most of the time it's just to look and learn as you know, as you go. So of course that one coming back to the right, it needed somewhere to go. So I made those two plaits at the back so that I can connect those two together, and so that it just looks like an even flow. So it turned out perfectly putting a bead on that. I did go ahead and slick the hair back with the jam that I was using into a ponytail. And then now I'm just going to put everything together. And you guys are going to get a better look at these beads. But basically, it's a pattern that I made. And it's not as easy as it looks because you kind of got to tug on it to make sure they're going in the right direction. So yeah, when you're doing this, just, attention to details, pull on them as much as you can to make sure they are symmetrical and they're going in the right direction. And then I just went ahead and braided out the back into like 4 or 5 small plaits, and then I wrapped them all into a bun. So I'm not going to show you guys wrapping them into a bun. I guess I've just didn't turn the camera on there, but I just ended up braiding out her hair and then wrapped it into a bun. So now I'm going to throw some beads on in the front, which she does not like. So we're going to end up taking those out by the end of the night. But she enjoys playing with them. But once they start click clacking in front of her face, she's like, I don't like these, mommy. And so we ended up just taking those out for school. And when the hair gets in her face and it bothers her, she just tucks it behind her ears and goes from there. But here is the finished style, you guys. I hope you guys love it. I am in love. I can't stop looking at her hair. I can't stop telling her how beautiful it is. I just really love this style. It's just super cute. And just let me know in the comments what you think about this style, if you like it. If you've gotten this far and you like the video, go ahead and actually hit that like button. Tell me in the comments what you learned, or if you even love this style. If you're going to try this style, I would really love to see some of these styles tried. Go ahead and send that to me, to my Instagram or whatever. If you do try it, I really want to look at it. But look how beautiful the back is. Look at that design, you guys. Make sure you do a design like this. And I ended up putting 3 beads at the back because that hair was just short back there and it was going to stick out. So I just went ahead and put 3 beads, which turned out absolutely perfect. And yeah, let me know what you guys think. I'm interested to know how you guys feel about this because I am in love. And you guys know she hasn't been on my page for a while because we just have a back and forth when it comes to braid styles. And so most of the time she's in a little ponytail with her puffs. But I just really wanted to do a braid style on her. And I just love how this one turned out. So let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for always tuning in and supporting me. I really do appreciate it. See you guys next time.